Hey, yo, my guest today is one of the University of Hartford's best students currently right now. Not even pandemic can stop him. Strong Theta Chi, brother. Strong personality. A lot of great talents in between. And I am so thrilled to get to know the great, powerful, and mighty August Fritz. What's going on? Welcome to the Productive Conversations, bro. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm down here visiting New Jersey, see my parents for a little bit during the break, relax a little bit from school, just chilling out, man.
I hear that. So me and August have a unique relationship. So I met August after I graduated UHeart, and believe you were at first pledging the fraternity. I guess it would have been
Oh,
the
man.
fall 2017 around. Um, and
Yeah.
I have met
Yeah.
you before a few times. I've only visited UHeart 2 or 3 times since I graduated, but I happened to chill with you and everyone, and since then, and kept in touch in various ways, and now we're here together. So I was really excited to hear that you were interested to come on, bro. So this will be a great way for me to get to know you as well, and you to know me. So
But, man.
I guess to start it off, so what's the situation going on right now with you? What you been up to here in December 2020?
Nothing much really. Past year, Corona,
Right.
everyone's gone through it. Been to the beach a few times over the summer. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just worked my way through this semester. I got some music shit going on. A lot's happened over the last, few months. And as of right now, just relaxing from it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Take a break, man. So you're currently what year? So you are still at UHeart, still a student over there?
Yeah.
Great,
I'm
great.
finishing up my fifth year. I do a few more classes after I finish up with my degree. Just some like electives and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Just strong, getting stronger, getting better. I hear that, Brody. I hear
Yeah.
that, man. So I guess my question for you, one of our big connections is Theta Chi fraternity. How the hell have those guys been, and how have you guys been holding it down over the past few years, so past year in particular? But since I left, I've liked to see that the fraternity really has prospered, and there seems to be so many interesting new brothers. So why don't you tell me what's Theta Chi been like since in the last few years?
Honestly, for me personally, like one of the main reasons why I joined and shit, my boy Brandon Burgos. I'm pretty sure you know him.
Oh yeah,
Like he's a
good guy, very
really
good
dope
guy.
brother. I lived with him. Really dope person. He's kind of the person who got me into Beta Chi. You know, um, like I don't know. Over the last few years, it's been probably one of the best times of my life. I honestly would not expect anything like a fraternity would offer to me. Like initially, like my first reaction when I first thought of fraternity, I was like, I don't know, it was kind of like some bullshit idea I thought of. I was like,
Right.
why would I ever do that? This, that, and the other thing, like some bullshit. And then like, I saw, Brandon kind of go through it a little bit, and then I started knowing like a lot of people I was familiar with at the time, like they were all doing it, and I was like, shit, this kind of looks like something I might want to do. I mean, like, I'm not trying to follow suit, but like everyone seemed like they were having a good time, so I was like, hey, why not? I'm trying to have a good time,
Right.
like, and then, I came to a Rush event, and then like I started talking to some of the brothers. Teddy was one of the first brothers I really started talking to. Him, Vic, great brothers. Like, talking to them and like, going through Rush Week, I really realized like, I could really do this. And I was like, hey, here I am.
How about that? Rocking and rolling since then. That's awesome to hear, brother. And so you would say even all this time later, this was one of the best decisions you made in your college career, right?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet, sweet. What has been what was like the last semester for you, always known as the COVID semester, huh? How did the first half of the year go with you being in amongst the pandemic and everything?
Um, you know, it was kind of crazy because like I live in a house off campus. I actually live in the fraternity house. It's
Ooh,
a good time.
all right.
I live with Brandon Burgos, Kevin Schaefer. I think you had
Yep.
one time,
Had Kevin on
and two
earlier.
other people. Rick and Giovanni. Yeah, Kevin came on the one time. I think I interrupted one of your podcasts one time. I was like, "Oh shit, what's going on over there?"
Hey
I
man,
was like,
now he's
"Sick."
here. I was kind of, I didn't know if you were gonna be here, or I assumed you're living in the house. That would have been funny if Kevin interrupted this one too. But it's your spotlight now, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, so like in terms of like living, during the COVID, it really didn't have much of an effect on me as much because I knew I was gonna be here. But like I saw like other people going through it, just knowing like, yeah, it was their last time like being at school and shit, and like all the fun times ahead of them were just crushed, man. I felt
Yeah,
bad for a lot of the seniors who were graduating. But I
yeah,
mean,
man.
other than that, like, you know, I just kept my head up like during the whole thing. I stayed at the house. Like I did not leave. Like
Right.
I stayed and quarantined myself for a few months. Like once the gyms closed, like that's all I did, bro. I just stayed in the house.
Dude,
Yeah, I
I
would come
hear
back
that.
here to New Jersey once in a while, but that's about it.
You're doing the right thing, bro. We need to appreciate the responsible people like you. Yo, man, I want to ask you though, staying into that, and this is actually something I really never asked even when I was in the fraternity, but what is it like for you to live in the fraternity house? What's it like to have the spot? I'm sure there's both pros and cons to it, but can you tell me honestly what it was like to live in the house?
Shit, man. Let me tell you, it's a fucking roller coaster ride. I mean, there's just up
Yeah,
there. Excuse me. There's the ups and there's definitely the downs. One thing for sure is that the people that you're with, they'll always be there for you and shit. Like
yeah,
everyone in the house is connected. Like being in a fraternity, you kind of like get the sense like you're kind of like in a giant ass family. Like people have their friends and
definitely.
shit, but like everyone's still on the same consensus. But when you live at the house, it's like a whole other thing, man. Like it's dope. Like, you get to really know people like in the fraternity and shit, and
Hmm.
like you get to party with them, and you get to do fun things, and great
And
time.
and after socials and mixers, it must be, I guess, both bittersweet to have it at your crib. You don't have to
Yeah.
leave anywhere. You could just chill. And if anyone wants to hang out before or after, it's already easy because you're there. But then you have literally the Sunday mornings, I call it, the destroyed floors, the beer cans, the trash. How did you
Yep.
manage all of that shit going on?
Damn, man.
Besides
I'm
handling
gonna be honest with
presents.
you. For a while, I was just freaking out on people. Like, I would just tweak in the chats and shit and be like, "Hey, fuck this, fuck that." Like,
Right.
you know, the bullshit, man. Like, I just want my house clean. Like, that's it, man. That's all I want. The general necessities of having a nice home is at least keeping it clean.
Right.
I
And
mean,
the
but I mean,
pledges can only do so much.
yeah. I mean, like, it's just a drag because there's some people who really do like help and clean, and then there'll be some people who just will be like, nah, like
Yep.
fuck that, I don't want to do all
Oh
that
my
shit. Like,
god.
but yeah,
Dude.
I mean, it's not really the end of the world though. I mean, as long as it's like I can use the kitchen, like I don't mind. But like once people like trash the place, I get kind of pissed off, and it's
Definitely. Deliberately do it too. I mean, did you ever, I mean, I assume you did opens, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and
We
then
had our fair share of parties.
that whole aspect, having an open because you have shit, not only you might have all of Hartford there, bro. I would love to
Yeah,
live
we've
in the,
had big number of turnouts. I'm not gonna lie.
that's
Like
what I
that's
like
one
to
of the
hear.
biggest things when I joined a fraternity. I'm like, holy shit! Like this shit's real as fuck. Like you just see piles and piles of people. Like it's
Yeah,
not like something you would expect. It's like a mosh pit. It's just a giant mosh pit of people everywhere. And it's like so hot, bro. I
dude,
mean, they're fun, but like, oh man, it get
like
intense.
the morning after, bro. Oh, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's like a bunch of smells you never thought of, some weird scents and
Yep,
stuff, and just
for sure.
oh my god, and who knows all the bodily fluids that have gone through there. Shit.
Oof. Don't make me think about it, man. That shit's ass.
Oh yeah, and who knows what the shenanigans, and if the walls could talk, I bet, right?
I don't know. I don't want to hear what they have to say.
Trust me neither. And like when I was like, I don't know if you know, I was president for in 2015, and
Yeah.
dealing with I didn't live in that house, but I just all that responsibility and stuff like that. It was both exhilarating, but it was a kind of a, you know, shit went down. And thank God it didn't. Who knows?
Yeah.
I might not even be on the Zoom with it. The stuff they were trying to scare you with. But could you tell me, like, if you remember? I'll start it, but like some of your craziest opens, particular, like this one open I had. Do you know the great Jeff Severino?
Yes. He was one
Love
of my
that guy.
roommates at one point.
No way.
Yeah.
What a
Very
one.
dope person, man.
Hell
Very.
yeah, man.
I think that's probably one of the smartest people I've met. Not in terms of like, just being smart, but also working hard. Like that man, like when he wants to get something done and solve a problem, he does it. Like for sure.
Dude, I mean, coming from the Bronx and stuff, like, and
Yeah.
now working at NASA, I mean, just one of the most inspiring people ever. And I'm so impressed with what he did and proud of that guy. And well, but one of this funny story has to do with him, right? I will say this to this day, and I've known
Actually, the
I,
funny person.
I've known Jeff since 2014, and graduated college. I've worked in my industry. I've dealt with some crazy bosses, but truly, probably next to my mother, Jeff is the scariest person I've seen angry. He goes in, bro. He brings that. He just brings the wrath of God with him. I don't know.
I can tell you one thing that happened that was so funny.
Please do, and I'll tell
Okay,
you why.
we were having a party. Oh, I was just gonna say we were just having a party one time,
Great.
and we had the music blasting. It was like 2 a.m, and like Jeff, apparently Hefe like told one of us to turn down the music a little bit. So then no one did. Everyone forgot to do it, and then I went back downstairs and like I turned it. No, I didn't turn it off. What you call it? Hefe came downstairs
Yeah.
and screamed at the top of his lungs, bro.
I'm telling you, Jeff is
Bro,
the scariest person
Bro,
ever.
he was so loud, bro. And like I could have God went through me, bro. I was like right in front of him too. I was like like, oh man.
Seriously.
I couldn't believe he could yell like that.
Between, like I said, Jeff and my mother, no one can be scarier in this world when angry. But this story gets pretty crazy. So this was an open back. We had a house on Bloomfield Ave. I don't know if you heard it, seen it, or where that you're at.
I probably heard of it
U-Heart.
before.
It's right by TGI Fridays. It's essentially across the street from TGI Fridays. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid looking back to the fraternity house on the main road, and we wondered why so many cops were called. But hey, you live and you learn. But we had like a really crazy open, definitely not social distance. Like it was a fire hazard bad. And, with Hartford, we probably got strangers from all over the place. I heard people go as far as UConn to go. And right? But things got so out of hand. I will never forget Jeff, of course, freaking out. And he's screaming, "Yo, this dude got a gun!" And I remember I was so verklempt. Everybody is on top of me. I remember there was like these 3TG girls I was cool with. They were talking and just like, I remember just staying so calm, thinking like, damn, is this really going to be it? What else I got to do? But then when he screamed that, I swear it was, you've seen the wave at sporting events. Yeah. There was a wave of people like pushing to the side, moving out. I don't know if the guy was armed or not. And, but I don't know. That was quite a scare that Jeff just being his.
Hey man, I'll be freaked out too, man.
Shit. I mean, those opens, man. Still to this day.
Yeah, the opens were lit. They were definitely a good time. I DJ'd 2 of them, one for the fraternity, and just watching the dance floor and watching people just go at it on the dance floor. It's so lit, bro. It's insane sometimes. Like,
oh hell yeah, bro. Can you
yeah.
Can we talk about that DJ stuff? Are you still DJing? Is that the thing you do? What's going on with your DJing right now?
I never I haven't really been DJing as much, to be honest. I kind of just DJ for the fraternity, and before that, I DJ'd a lot. I haven't really been doing it as much as I should. I definitely should be doing it more. Like, I always listen to house music and stuff, and I always like you know, like I'm just fooling around with like either SoundCloud Play or Spotify, and I like to move the fader as the song transitions.
Of
You know what
course.
I'm saying? So it's like I'm actually like DJing a social or something, and it
Hell
always
yeah.
reminds me when I used to DJ. Like, you know, I've DJ parties up to like 1,000 people. Like I've done
Shit.
venues before, like up in Maplewood, New Jersey, it's a town over from me, and you know we've had like I've DJed some like crazy parties, not gonna lie. But
Dude.
like, you know, nothing like, you know, more than like 2,000 people. Like, you know, 1,200, like
Mhm.
1,500, 2,000 people. Like that's the max I've done. I haven't done anything like, you know, like Carnage or like Tiesto or like some of
Right.
these fucking DJ producers out here are just
Dead
fucking
Mouses
insane.
and
Like,
stuff, the Skrillexes.
yeah.
Bro, well, it's never too late to go back. It's always every once in a while take a nice break. I know all of us here, the Projected Conversation Faithful and myself are supporting you when you make your comeback and getting into that stuff again. So having said all of that, what do you think is the best things to perform as a DJ? Like, what are your favorite things to do once you're behind those tables?
You know, kind of the first thing I do really is like see if I have like a playlist, you know, that I already have. So like if I have tables in front of me, I would just set up all the songs, you know, accordingly. Like, you know, I'll put this song on this player or on this player.
Right.
Or if it, you know, if it's in the computer, I just put the songs in a playlist, and then sometimes I do something called auto cue, where it literally it puts the songs like on the tables for you, and then it does the transitions for you. A lot
Oh,
of
all
DJs
right.
do that. A lot of people don't realize that. But you know, if I really want to fuck around, you know, do my own thing, like without the automations and shit, you know, I just put track after track after track, you know, constantly searching for music, you know. If I see something I fuck with, I just put in the playlist roll, and that's about it.
Definitely,
Yeah.
bro. Do you get annoyed when you have like people, like a lot of girls or dudes, just like, hey, can you play this song for me? Can you play this next? Okay, okay, okay. That must get annoying,
But
right?
tell me about it. It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. Like honestly, like there's been so many times where I've just looked at the same person come up to me for the fifth time, where I just would have wanted to say, "Hey, I just want to punch you in the face right now, like
Right?
so hard." And it's so crazy because not trying to be sexist, but girls are the fucking worst with it too. Cause they'll ask me to go play a song, and then they'll go, and then if I don't play the song for them, they'll go to their friend and be like, "Hey, he doesn't want to play this song," and then it'll be like a fucking marching band, like, "Hey, you don't want to play this song, play this song," and then I have to play the song, bro. Like, it's so fucking annoying. Like, but
I bet
I
I
mean,
bet
other
the
than that, like, yeah.
I bet the songs aren't exactly your choices either, right?
I mean, sometimes, you know, sometimes they're right, but most of the time it's like, what do you want? What do you want me to play? Like I've never heard this before. This is not a party song. Like I'm like
Definitely.
yeah.
And like when you play you actually set up a playlist coming in, like you already know, or are you like on your Spotify picking songs that come to the top of your head and queuing?
Usually I just have like a set playlist, you
Yeah.
know, and then sometimes if I don't have my turntables or something, I sometimes just go through like YouTube, you know, just mix through there because it's basically the same thing as long as you have it all set up,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
And oh, and you must, is there a preference between doing a party or like a club atmosphere or anything like that? Or hey, you just love playing music to the people?
Um, you know, there's a little bit of a difference. I mean,
Really?
because like people who go to clubs want to drink and like be social, but also party at the same time. Like,
Right.
you know, when I go to DJ a social, like sometimes the music choices you gotta be a little bit different with. It's like socials. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like
No,
socials,
no, I
bro.
hear
Like
you. I
it's
could,
like more pop music. And like if you go to
yeah.
the club, that's where they actually play like some decent shit. Like you know.
Yeah, like that's what makes me laugh. Like I've heard like when it was my time, some people wanted to play like some country music, and not nothing wrong with that, but you're just like,
Yeah,
you're in the
bro. Off
groove
that.
for something like that. Like I like the more house musics and the remixes, and when they play the whole thing. Nothing against Luke
Yeah.
Bryan or any of that, but it's whatever. You want to hear something funny? So basically, with my time, we really didn't play a lot of songs with actual. It was just more Spotify playlists. No one actually DJ'd. And so I did as a joke once, right? I'm gonna just quickly disconnect my mic for this, but I played this song, right?
Yeah.
As a joke, like when people were fucking destroyed. I have two funny stories of that. So I just wanted to see, because someone would be so drunk, I'll play this song where they still vibe. And this in particular, no, I was dead wrong with it. So let me just disconnect this really quick.
All right.
All right, you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. So I played this from Star Wars. I swear, everyone's litness just destroyed, gone. Nobody did not appreciate that joke, man.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty funny song, man.
Hell yeah. You know, Matt, I remember Matt DiMatteo, the great Matt DiMatteo, I'm sure you know. He
Yeah.
was the only one who actually got it and knew what it was from, but that was quite an L. And let me play, but then I did it one other time to redeem myself at a different social, and it actually was pretty lit. I played this classic, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and people went in with that. And people were still bouncing around, and I was like, man, some music is timeless, I guess, you know?
Yeah. You definitely hear that music everywhere still.
Hell
Like
yeah,
if you go to like a club, like a resort or something, like that shit's always playing. Like that will always be a hit. There's a lot of music out there that will remain hits for the rest of eternity, I swear.
music's timeless. It really is. Good music is, I should say.
Yes,
And
sir.
shout out to those people who create beautiful music for us. Can you just give me one quick second? Just someone knocking real quick.
All right, dog.
All right, we're back. Sorry about that, August. So,
Nah, you're good.
is there any particular DJs who like influenced you or inspired you, whether you're a Dead Mouse or a Skrillex or I don't
Okay.
know. And is there
You
any
know,
DJs who you like especially?
oh yeah, my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say, I really got into like DJing and shit when I was like in 8th grade.
Yeah,
I don't, you might not know the DJs I know, but you ever heard of Hardwell or like Tiesto? Tiesto was also
I
a
know
big
Tiesto
inspiration to
for
me.
sure.
Yeah,
Yes, to
Tiesto for sure.
Tiesto.
Like
I haven't heard of the first
Swedish
guy, but
House
I'm sure
Mafia
he's
was pretty good.
I know Swedish House Mafia. I happen to know them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hell yeah, is there ever a fear like, yo, what if while I'm DJing someone really fucks up? What if somebody falls on my DJ set and then I'm on Barstool getting made fun of or something like that? Does that ever cross your mind?
No, that's funny. That's funny that you say that because that's happened to me already.
What?
That's happened to me one time already. Yeah,
Oh shoot.
it was so
Tell me what
funny.
happened, man.
Oh, fucking, I was DJing a social and I had an old like Lenovo laptop that was like, I
Mhm.
don't know how old that shit was, but it was definitely old as shit. It was definitely from like pre 2010, like 2007 model Lenovo, like some beat shit. But it
Right.
worked. It had all my music on it. And then so I was DJing the social. I forgot who we were with, but it was fucking lit. Like the
Hell
girls were
yeah.
all dancing on the table I was DJing on. Like I just look up, I just see ass everywhere. Like
Oh,
it's amazing. It's amazing.
we
And then
partied out
like
here, huh?
yeah, it was fucking lit. And then some then another girl came out. It came out to be 6 girls on top of the table. And
Oh.
then another one wanted to come on, and the whole table collapsed.
Ah,
And they broke my laptop. One of their heels went straight through the laptop.
fuck.
I'd never seen anything like it before. I was
Did
like,
anyone get
wow,
this on
that's
camera?
yeah, I honestly wish, man. My
Oh,
face was speechless at the time. I was literally like,
and the music just
bruh.
stopped.
It just shut off immediately, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like,
Did
where's the
this
music? And then all you see is just a broken ass table, like my laptop just in pieces, sparking and shit. And
party
yeah.
was over,
But then
huh?
just like that, all I see is another table and another laptop. And I'm like, bet. Let's go back to it.
Oh shoot! So you
But
did go to the save. Oh man, I was wondering. Do you happen to remember what song that was to end it?
shit, it was definitely some old like 2000s, like Walk a Flock of Flame, like
Okay.
some banger,
I
some
always
like
loved.
classic banger.
I always loved it when they had the. I always loved it when they had the throwbacks in. I love playing
Yeah,
throwbacks after a nice mixture thrown in there. Who do you
yeah.
think was in the fraternity in your time? Who do you think was the biggest partier out of everyone in your whole you've all seen? Who do you think was the biggest partier?
Partier. You know, you obviously know Fredo. Fredo
Of course.
definitely big partier.
I think Fredo's
Um,
legacy will never die at U Heart. Veda
no,
Kai.
we need to get an award for him or something, man. I swear.
Definitely. Oh man.
Um, Fredo definitely is up there, but there's definitely some others. But he just sticks out of my mind. Like
Oh hell yeah,
he's
it's
so
a good
such a like
answer.
social person. Always had the lit socials when Fredo planned them. Like
Do
it's fucking fire. Yeah, so
you
I guess I would say Fredo.
I actually honestly would say that too. For all the time I was in the fraternity. Do you have a favorite social you ever did? Like mine personally was I'm saying it's my favorite. Yeah, it just slipped my mind. But I would have to say for me, there was a St. Patrick's Day my senior year. It was just St. Patrick's Day theme, and things just clicked. And broing out, doling out towards the end of college, and I felt that was a peak college party. And it's like, man, I won't be going to much of these anymore. But I remember it was just a bounce in time. The great Sam Anchari, guy for life, that's around being himself. So I would
Dope
actually
person.
say, I'd
Sam
have to
Achari
say,
was awfully up there too.
yeah, and like I take me and Sam hang out pretty often in the post college, and he honestly brought that energy into the real world. All the places in New York and New Jersey we've been to, and other stuff like that.
That's
He
fucking lit, man.
he's my guy for life. Definitely snaps for that one. What about you? What were some of your favorite socials that really stuck out to you?
Man, there's been a few. Christmas,
Christmas
2017.
social. That's a good one.
Christmas
Ugly sweater.
2017 definitely stands out. Um, so apparently I bought the same bottle of alcohol at 6 o'clock and at 9 o'clock at the same time.
Wait, how does that work? So, like the two different types of bottle, or you literally bought it and you could have re-bought it?
I posted two Snapchats on my my Snapchat story. I
Mhm.
posted on my Snapchat story. I said I bought this bottle at 6 o'clock, and then there was another one a few hours later that said I bought this bottle at 9 o'clock, but it was the same bottle of alcohol I had the whole night.
Oh shit! Well,
It was a what was the it was a E&J
okay.
apple.
Well, then maybe sometimes it is worth buying it twice.
Yeah, yeah, man. That social was pretty lit social. Another lit social for me was an SDT social we had.
mm,
Oof, that shit was fire. I was tight.
SDT,
The
huh?
cops came. Like, bro, we were
Oh,
having the craziest party like ever. It was like one of the craziest parties I've ever been to. And like, fucking, we had this whole sound system set up. I had brought my two speakers from home, and they're pretty fucking huge. I'll tell you that.
hell yeah!
And it just sounded sick. The house was sick, and like there was lights everywhere, and people were just having a good time. And then like I think it was like 1:30 in the morning. Everyone was just still going crazy. And then the cops came and said, like, yeah, we can hear this from a quarter mile away.
Well, shit.
I was
And
like,
he
damn.
wasn't the cool cop that said, "Quiet it down," and then ran away, huh?
That's what I think that's what he started off. I think that's how he started his sentence when he came to the door. I was like, hey, I can hear this a quarter mile away. I
Well,
was like, shit. Damn.
man, it was too bad I could say, "Hey, you want to join us?"
Yeah. I mean, I could have, but at that point, I was just like, "Fuck, I need to go home anyway."
Oh yeah, no, for someone who had to deal with cops on behalf of fraternity himself, I understand it gets intimidating.
Oh man, I've had to deal with them a lot of times, and
Yeah, especially as the
it's
house too, and the tickets come in your name.
Yeah. It's it's fucked up. A lot of the times though, it's been the school who's actually been like, doing this bullshit with us. Like,
Hmm.
I appreciate what they're doing, like honestly, like trying to keep the community safe and shit, but like there's been instances where they've had like PS officers come to our house
Oh,
unannounced, like from PS, and they're saying like they're getting all these pictures and shit. And then they would have people drive by the house and like take pictures of our house.
really? Would they
Yeah,
have like legit snitches going out there and doing stuff?
yeah, it's
Really?
apparently that's what I've heard. Like I've heard people who are going to these parties and shit. Like keep
Undercover?
in mind, this semester, a party for us was like no more than like 15 people, like at least like
Yeah, I
15,
can
20
imagine.
people.
How
Like
do you
we
sell a
get
social
minuscule.
distance party?
Yeah, I mean, like again, there was people who didn't want to go out, and then there was people who were in the fraternity that didn't want to go out. So like we had small parties and shit, but like there were still people who were just like snitching on us, and like it was ridiculous. Like they put the same rules that they had on campus onto people who lived on off campus as well. So like if someone lived in ENF comp or like in regions or in the apartments, those same rules would apply to us like in our own house, like
Like
a
you would
private
get ridden.
residence.
Well, you would get. Yeah, is that even legal? Can they legally do that? I mean, can they write you? They're gonna what? Write you up the RA of your house? Hmm.
I mean, look, they haven't done anything like rightfully so, because like if it really came down to the point, like I'm gonna fight that shit. Like I'm not gonna be pushed around because like we've had a few people over. We haven't had real parties. Like I mean, we've had the cops over a few times for noise, but they know us. Like they know we're not trying to like cause like harm and shit. Like we've been
Right.
here for years. Like they should know what the gig is. But the school is applying pressure not only to us but to local houses and community. And it's been kind of annoying, but. mm,
You're just trying to be a college student, man, and
Yeah, dude, I'm trying to graduate,
yeah,
I
before you have
don't
to
want
deal
I don't
with
want this
bills and
pressure.
stuff, and
Yeah.
right, and just let's let people live, man. It's a really component of that, and I still believe that to this day. But shit, what a time to be alive in college and in Greek life, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It's very different.
Tell me, how about that, bro? Yo, so like, besides DJing, living it up, be a New Jersey guy, you really got recently into working out. You mentioned a little bit on that before. I sometimes see you putting in work. Are you somebody who's a into fitness? Are you a Jim Hardo, or
Um,
you, you just like working out and shit?
huh. I wouldn't really consider myself a gym rat just because like, I'm not really like out there. I don't take pictures of myself at the gym and post pictures like every day. I mean, I'm definitely guilty of posting pictures like on social media, but like that's only for like, myself because like
Yeah, motivation,
I used to
man.
be so skinny. I used to be like 115 pounds, like
Yeah,
skinny
man.
boy.
Since I
Like,
last saw you, seems like you've been putting on some solid weight. I respect it. Congrats.
yeah, man, it's just consistent. It's literally just consistency and just eating. Like, if you can just
Yeah.
do those two things consistently, like every day for like years, like you'll get there. It just takes time
It's
for
funny
sure.
how almost naturally it happens and you don't realize it till
Nope.
way after. But you have to do it for the body, for not only your sake, and I mean, of course, there's all great perks that goes on if you look better than you used to. But at the end of the day, you're just working out for you, I assume, right?
Yeah, shit. It's fucking honestly, it's a good stress reliever. Like if I had a rough day, go to the gym, feel way better afterwards.
Destroy it, kick your own ass in the gym, as The Rock would say. What's your favorite type of lift to do?
Um, Shit, I don't know. Maybe triceps, just extension,
Tricep
like skull
stretches, get your
crushers and
pull
shit.
down, get your pull
Yeah.
downs in. I love the reverse pull downs. I like that. Is that your favorite day? Your tricep, your arms day? Sometimes the tricep chest, the all arms. What's it you like to do?
Tricep chest, yeah. It's like my favorite day.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
man. I really
Best
like
day.
I really like back and buys, and shoulders days I've really grown accustomed to.
Yeah, I feel that.
Hell yeah, man.
Good to have
One
good
thing,
broad shoulders.
right? Also work on your traps on this side. So a very underrated muscle to grow. You know, who I suggest to help if you want some time to an awesome workout guy, play workout fitness motivation guy, but he tells you what workouts to do based on the scientific benefits of it. His name's Jeremy Ether, and he's pretty solid, like pointing out like when you do your shoulders really in three parts, your front, middle, and rear delts, and he tells the proper workouts to scientifically how they grow and stuff like that, you know. So I
Yeah.
really would like to put his name out there and highly suggest it. What's like the most annoying thing you hate that other people do at the gym?
Oh, that I hate?
Yeah.
There's honestly a lot. Cause,
Hell
cause
yeah.
you'll see people who like who do shit wrong, but
Oh,
like
hell yeah.
you know sometimes you like I don't really like that's not really what I hate about what they do, but it's just that they do it wrong and then they keep doing it and then they put more weight on like right afterwards. I'm like, bro,
That's how you
how are
hurt
you doing
yourself.
that to yourself? You can hurt yourself doing that shit.
You won't be able to walk properly the next morning. That's what
Yeah.
people don't realize. Like, what's you like? You one thing I
Like
noticed,
with
like,
any exercise, yeah.
yeah, when they do it and a lift wrong, when they're half-assing it, like if you're doing a bench and you don't make your chest, you only essentially bend your elbows for it, and you don't really can't
Yeah.
really work out the elbow. But it's just you look so ridiculous. You waste time. You know, everyone has to be extra careful now in the gym because of obviously what's going on, and you don't help these gym hardos. I just
There's
love,
a funny thing though. One time I went to the gym.
yeah.
You won't believe this. This is actually wild fucked up. I was trying to go to the gym this one day. Like it
Mm.
was during quarantine and shit. It just one the gym's open. And I see this really hot girl like walk past
Ooh,
me. And like she stops at the door and I thought she was gonna open the door and I was like, okay. So then I just open the door and then she follows me as I open the door like really closely and I'm like, what are you doing? And then
I
she's like,
like
oh,
you
I'm sorry,
walking.
I have corona. Can you please open the door for me?
What? And you freaked? Did you freak the fuck out?
Well, in my mind, what was going on? I was like, yo, she's so hot. I'm just gonna open the door for her. And then, and then I go to the bike and I put my hand sanitizer on. I fucking I'm a freak about that. And then I go to the bike, you know, just
Yeah,
warm
bro.
up. And then I think about it for a second, and I'm like, she just said she had corona, and I just left the gym.
Man, I think I would have snitched, bro. I would have been like, "Yo, you got a Rona patient
I
here."
should have, right? I should have.
Oh my god, dude.
I should have. And you know, I regret it to this day because like I really thought about it, and if I really were to process like what she said and acted upon it, I would have freaked out on her. I would have been like,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't have like screamed. It would have like like that. I just would have been like, why are you at the gym?
Why are you next to you breathing on me? I mean, shit. I
Like
know
for
the
real, like.
power of attraction
And
sometimes.
I think she had a sticker on that said I have corona, and she ripped it off like as she got in the gym. And I was like, what?
I I I,
I was like, people are so stupid.
I can't take it.
Like,
I can't take it when something like
oh
that.
man, yeah.
Freaking humanity, man. I mean, shit. Uh, well, I just hope you don't got it now, bro, and I hope she's
Oh,
all
that
right.
was
Like,
months ago.
damn,
Yeah,
damn.
that was months ago. So I think I'm good now.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Which do you go to in like the big cities? Is this like a LA Fitness, Planet Fitness, Crunch, any of them?
Have you heard of Edge Fitness?
Yeah, big. The
Yeah.
Edge is huge. Yeah, I'm a Planet Fitness guy. You know, my gym is it's sweet because like it's mostly older people, and I don't
Yeah.
find a lot of meatheads or really hot girls in the sense like I don't want to be distracted. You know, I just want to do my thing, get in
Yeah.
and get out. But lately, we've seen more of those people in that demographic come. But hey, we're not here to we're not here to worship ass. We're here to worship aspirations. So that's my view
Yeah,
on
like that.
it.
Yeah. Okay. I fuck with that.
Hell yeah. What is there a dream person you wish you could work out with? If you could work out with this one person for a day, it's like, yo, August, you're gonna be my gym partner. Like I would like to work out with The Rock. I have to do my own. I
Shit.
think I could keep up, but in the sense that I can't do his insane amount of weights, but maybe his type of lifts at my own pace. I think I could go for the challenge. You know.
Shit. That's a hard question to answer, honestly, because I just think of a
maybe it's
lot
a
of
fat,
people who work
maybe it's
out.
an unhealthy overweight person, and you guys could do it together. I don't know.
I would fuck with The Rock, honestly.
The
That would
Rock.
be pretty tough. Yeah, he'd probably give me a lot of pointers, probably bench me. Pick me up with one hand, push,
Dude,
push.
that guy is like in his late 40s and he looks like an Adonis.
Dude, he's a dinosaur, bro.
He's
I
right
swear.
here. Exactly, bro. I've loved The Rock
He's
since
a
I was a
fucking
kid.
dinosaur. Except he has longer arms. He's like,
He
you
fears
gotta
no
reach.
man. Imagine being The Rock
Yeah.
every day walking around and like, yo, no one can mess with me. I was the king in wrestling, king of Hollywood. I'm the man.
I make millions of dollars. Like,
If you need to
of
learn
course.
about confidence, look at the stuff The Rock does.
For real. That man's out. My man's outside.
Yo,
That man does
August.
this shit.
Let's talk about the dining halls at U-Heart. I want to know if they're getting better, they're worse. How the good old
They
commerce
fucking
going?
dining halls.
Yeah, bro. Is there still
Shit, man.
Moe's
I'm
over
gonna be
there?
honest with you. What?
I mean, is Mo still there? Or Hawk's Nest and stuff like that?
You know, yeah, Moses is definitely still there. Hawks Nest was there during Corona, but it's just not the same, man. I mean, I live off campus, so I don't really
Right.
like
True,
go
true.
there.
You
But
don't really
like,
need to.
yeah, I don't really need to. But I mean, every time if I do like happen to be around the area, like I'll sometimes be on campus and walk with people who just like the Hawks Nest just to hang out and shit, and I'll just look inside and be like, there's like nobody here.
The
This shit,
Hawk's Nest.
yeah. I mean, sometimes it's pretty good, but most of the time it's mid.
Yeah, it's mids. Sometimes I actually thought Hawk's Nest was kind of underrated. There's some things that kind of slap, but maybe that's just from all the college activities I was participating in to make the food better, of course, which includes
Oh
extra
yeah,
study time
of
and stuff,
course,
right?
of course.
And
Yeah,
but it's the dining hall. What are you gonna do,
yeah,
dude? I see you were drinking some brewskis right now,
yeah.
bro. First of all, what's your favorite brewski? You're a Victory. Oh, Victory, those Golden Monkeys. It's an IPA, right?
Yeah.
Is that a
It's
Hartford one?
it's actually an ale. It's an ale.
An ale? Okay. Shit looks fire. Is that your favorite beer?
As of right now, yeah, I would say so. This and Sour Monkey is pretty good.
You ever have Dogfish?
I've heard of Dogfish.
It's kind of
I think I
trash.
had. Is the can blue?
Sometimes they have a few various ones. My favorite beer is definitely Blue Moon, and I haven't had it forever. Like Blue Moon
I'll
shock
fuck with
tops.
Blue Moon.
I love those Belgian type, making me feel fancy, but not that expensive.
Yeah, this is actually Belgian type. This is a Belgian style triple ale.
Oh hell yeah to that! Shouts to the beer. What
Yeah.
what other alcohol? Are you somebody who's open to having and enjoying all other types of alcohol?
Yes. I can pretty much have anything, and I can probably drink it.
I could too. Whether I like it or not, it's another thing. Like vodka, I hate vodka so
Oh
much.
yeah, of course.
Like
Of course.
vodka, vodka soda is probably the very worst thing I've ever drank in my life.
You don't fuck with Ciroc?
I'll definitely drive a Ciroc. Ciroc's you just have to pay some money for it, but it's worth every penny. But I would have Ciroc. And one thing, even in college, I stopped doing this. I don't really like to drink with chasers because I
Yeah,
feel I have a less likely chance to get a hungover if I don't have sugary chasers like juices and shit like that.
for
Coke.
sure.
And I stopped doing those, and I just drink everything straight. Like probably my senior year was when I started to drink things straight, and it got you buzzed quicker and stuff. But even like some jungle juices are you gotta stay away because who knows if
Yeah.
people if people are afraid of the vaccine, they had jungle juice at a fraternity party, they'll be okay.
Yeah, jungle juice, that was one of my go things, but yeah, like you were mentioning, it's definitely a hangover waiting to happen every night. Yeah.
I'd love a scientist to experiment and get all the ingredients out of it. This is what you're drinking: 100 grams of sugar.
Oh
All
my
that shit
God, it's
going
so bad.
crazy.
You know
Oh,
what's so crazy? Ever since like I started working out and shit, it's so weird. Like the only things I drink now, I don't drink any soda, no fruit juice, because some fruit juices have hella sugar in them.
Hella.
I don't drink anything with sugar unless it's alcohol.
That's funny. Me too. It's just water and alcohol. I stopped drinking soda like before college and don't really drink juices. I'm not a coffee drinker at all. Don't drink coffee a bit. I think I've only had
Yeah,
less than 5 cups of coffee in my life. Like if I'm going on a coffee date, I will get water. That's what I would
yeah.
say to them. Unless you count milkshakes, I guess those two.
Hmm.
But I'll have those every once in a while.
Yeah, those are
And then
rare,
supplement
few in
shakes too.
between. Yeah,
So yeah, water, supplement shakes, and alcohol.
yeah, man. Facts.
Hella, bro. Yo, what do you think is the worst drink out there? What drink is absolute trash? I already said vodka. I am offended when people drink vodkas. Is there a
Well,
trash
I
drink?
definitely can agree with you on that a little bit. There are some types of vodka that if you just put your nose to the rim of the bottle or take just a little swig, you'll just either immediately just throw up or just be disgusted. Like just like Dubra from
Dubra.
Chaka.
Oh, you- excuse me. One
Bless
thing
you,
I
man.
used to thank you. One thing I used to drink in college. I love drinking old Englishes. Get some $2 old Englishes from
Yeah,
from the urban areas. Get
yeah.
messed up on those. I haven't had one since college. Shit. And then anytime we would drink a Keystone, like I feel U Heart's more of a Keystone school, while other schools like Natty
Oh yeah,
Lights
for sure. Shout out to Plunge, man. I mean, I will always bring a 36 rack to a social, man. A whole
of
thing.
of Keystones.
Yeah, man. That shit was fire.
It's so hard to buy a Keystone, man. Like if you go to a liquor stores, most of them put them way to the side, right? And I feel like I haven't touched a Keystone 90 like that type of quality since college, and like it's funny how we start drinking regular beers once we graduate and stuff like a genuine beer. I guess even you see a Bud Light or Budweiser, you could consider that stuff. But man, what was up with us drinking those trashy beers besides them being so cheap? But I guess it was worth it at the end of the day.
It's cheaper.
Right, right.
Definitely way cheaper.
Yo, August, what are some other things? We talked about your fitness. We talked about your DJing. You staying lit. What are some other like hobbies and interests you're really into? You like to read? You binging anything? Podcast, listening to podcasts,
Um, you
gardening.
know, as you know, also I'm a music producer. I make a lot of music.
Yes.
I do a lot of that a lot of the time,
Do
pretty
you
much all
have
the
like a
time.
Do you have like a social media page or a website we can find some of that music or SoundCloud?
Yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's called Trap Pilot Beats. You
Trap
know,
Pilot Beats.
yes. It's an Instagram. I just started it this year. I got some followers. Not a big number. I have about like 120, 124. Nothing huge.
Hey, we all
I'm just
start
starting
somewhere.
out, but yeah, if anyone on here watches and like makes beats and shit, hit my line. Like I actually like know a lot of people. Like, and it's a good time. Just to collab and shit. You know, do this shit.
Yeah, so do usually you'll make the beats and will you have like rappers or up and coming artists ask or try to buy your samples and stuff? Is that how it works?
Yeah, all the time. It's literally like some of my best friends I grew up with. Like we bounce off ideas off each other all the time. We're constantly making music. I've had tracks that get like a few thousand plays a song. Like you know, there's something going on. It's just hard sometimes because I'm at school and shit. Like once I get out of this school, I got all the groundwork laid out. It's really gonna start taking off. Like I have a good feeling about it.
Really? Why do you say that? I totally hear you. I totally hear you and I support you, but what's going to help you get to the promised land?
At this point, just bread,
Yeah.
just money. I mean, like a lot of music these days, like is based off collaborations, features, and networking. The easiest route, in terms of trying to make a hit is just networking. It's cost effective. Like if you just go to the right place at the right time, it can happen. And there's also other ways where you network, but you just extend beyond just networking. So like you talk to all the people involved in the situation you're in, and you go a little bit deeper, like, you fuck with some of their samples, buy a couple collabs, show some respect, if you make something good, you send it back to them, and if it turns out well, then you can really hit something off. Like I've done it a few times where like I would send tracks out and like I would get like returns and have like artists like rap on the beats and shit. And
Really?
it's sick, like, and it'll be like people like I never even heard of, but they were in some of the best studios in the world. Like oof,
How does
fucking
it
nuts, man.
feel? How does it feel that moment when you hear your track and then you hear this talented rapper perform over it? How does it feel once you hear that?
It's you know being a musician or being an artist of any point, like I'm sure you might feel like this sometimes too, like you're
Mhm.
always your biggest critic when it comes to like creation and
Right.
productivity. um but like when I first hear it, like when I'm in the studio at the moment, and usually afterwards too, like I'm just like amazed, like I got to this point, like I gone from like just making simple like hi-hat patterns, like, or like simple beats, and now I do like loops that are minutes long, or like I do like little artifacts, and I do chord progressions, and I put music theory into a song. Like
Really?
there's so many levels to it now that it pays off.
I'm impressed, dog. Is that's so cool that you're really pursuing that and you know what you're talking about and putting actual music production into it, as you mentioned, with the chord progressions and all of that. Like, do you know how to read music?
I can read music a little bit, yeah.
See, even
I'm
that.
not
So that's
really
something
like,
cool.
yeah, yeah. It is pretty cool. I know where I know some scales now, like gone to the point where I know like four scales. It's basically two scales, but I know the major and the minor side of each one.
Oh,
Like
hell yeah.
if you know your music theory, you'll know like the minor and
Yeah.
major are very similar. So
And
yeah,
that's cool.
so
You
I
put
know like
genuine
two various
theory in
scales
it.
fluently. Yeah, that's all you
Dude.
really need, honestly. If you just know one scale in music production nowadays, you can become the next Beethoven. It's really not that hard. Like if you just know the software and just edit your little pieces, put in a little step sequencer, and like it'll randomize it in the same scale for you. And then it's to say, yeah, like I said, there's many levels to it. I can go on for fucking centuries if I could.
Hell yeah, bro. Shouts to Trap Pilot Beats with that.
Yeah.
We're so thrilled to see what you're gonna do with it. I know you're gonna be killing it in the game once school is done. Do you want to go like? You're in Jersey. Do you want to like, especially saying this once COVID's over? Do you want to try to grow your career in New York City? Do you want to go to Los Angeles? Do you want to go to another place in the country? Do you want to go to another? Do you want to go to another country? I know house music is universal. Do you have
Yeah.
any aspiration with that? Like where you want to start growing your career?
You know, I was a really big fan of LA at one point. I've been to LA a few times, smoked the weed. The weed's really nice out there.
Hell yeah.
Um,
We
fucking
love our weed out there. I went to when I visited Brad Finn, and I don't know if you know him, but he was my pledge brother, one of my great friends. It was so cool being there. 420 friendly place. We picked up in Venice Beach, and oh man, it's a good time.
yeah.
It's a good time for 420.
I
To
think
be
he's
excited.
from San Francisco, right?
Brad is from New Jersey himself, but he lives in LA now.
Oh, he lives in LA. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
word.
So we went
That's
out
sick.
there. But you were saying though, so you were interested in the LA life?
I was interested in the LA life. I fucked with it. Just I mean, most of the talent is there now. But
Right.
I mean, if I were to like personally find a spot, to really lay down some good roots, would probably be like Miami.
Miami, yeah, yeah. How could I
I love
forget that?
Miami. I
My
don't know what's with me in Miami, bro, but like I just picture myself there and just killing it, like just doing my own thing, like working in the studio all day, like bringing artists in and out, like being behind the booth, putting things in and out, you know. That's just where I picture myself, Miami. The bitches are fucking fire out there, like oh man, it's
Yo,
beautiful.
man, dude, I could see you going out in Miami. You got my support with that and chilling. Bro, go
Appreciate it,
for it.
dog.
You got nothing to lose, especially after you graduate, being so young too, and you got the talent. And I'm pretty, I'm not no real estate expert, but I'm sure it's a little more. I'm gonna guess. I could be completely wrong, but I'm gonna guess maybe it's a little more affordable with some options than a New York or LA, if that's what you want to pursue. But
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
honestly, you could always make it. You always find a way if you want to be there at the end of the day.
Yeah. That I could just think, just thinking about it just gives me goosebumps, just being out there because it's such a nice place to be. I mean, probably not now because of Rona, because I know COVID is that's the hotbed of COVID right now.
Right,
Florida,
right.
Texas, like those states. But other than that, like it's nice down there.
You'd figure by the time you wait it out, you graduate. We'll see where we are in the summer. Hopefully, we make some bigger strides. I saw as early today, the Fauci and the task force said that we might start seeing a stop of the spread not until the spring, but hey, that's
Yeah,
better than nothing. So hey, you never know. We'll just wait it out, get through this winter, and then make your big move. One of my good friends just went to the U and he loves it there, and he says he wishes it now. I mean, going to Miami to the freezing cold tri-state area, but hey,
yeah.
good times ahead with that, bro. Good times ahead. But what are like is there like a dream DJ that you would like to perform with? Would you got like some a Dead Mouse or
Hmm.
the ones you've mentioned already? What if you had like a DJ
DJ.
battle? Like, remember that video game DJ Hero? That's what you guys could do.
That was a fun game actually. I remember that. That shit was hard as fuck at first, bro, and then like once you got the hang of it, it was pretty fun. Um, shit. I haven't really thought about that. It's crazy because I listened to a lot of house music back then.
Mhm.
Probably this is gonna sound kind of corny, but Zed, probably Zed.
Hell no, it's not corny. That guy goes hard. I like this collabs with
Yeah,
Pharrell Williams.
he is the best at his job. Like honestly, like fucking in terms of being a DJ and shit, like I don't know. He's just so fire. Like he makes so much bread and he does a really good job of what he does.
Hell yeah. You know who's my favorite DJ?
Boom.
Shaq. You ever see Shaq's videos?
How you spell that?
Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal, basketball player,
Oh
NBA
yeah,
player.
yeah, you're right. Yo, Shaq does do that shit, bro. Yo, he's actually fire. He's fire.
Yeah.
I've seen stats of his. He actually performed at Ultra.
No, wait, were you there?
I wasn't there, but I
Oh,
saw I
damn.
saw his the performance live. The only rave show I actually been to. You ever heard of Carl Cox?
I actually have heard of Carl Cox.
Yeah, I went to one of his performances, and that was like probably the craziest thing I've ever seen, bro. No cat.
Where was that? Where was that?
It was in the city. I just turned 18 and I
All
was
right.
allowed to go to adult places and shit. I
Let's
just
get
couldn't
it.
drink, but like everyone there was hammered on acid and they were all like stupid rich, bro. It was like it was crazy, bro. Like I got the general VIP, so I could walk in and out whenever I want. Like I didn't have to stay there. So I got to the very front and I saw this man, and then I was there for like 30 minutes. Then I looked behind me, and it was like a million people. I was like, whoa.
Let's
And
rage, right?
we raged for like an hour or two, and you know, not really being able to drink was kind of a drag, but at the same time, like I get to see everyone who's so fucked up. It was like insane. Like you could just tell people who are on drugs and just, on the ground, just like staring into space, sprawled out, like tripping the sack, and you'll see people like, just fucking and like fucking.
No way. Well, that's one place to do it, I guess, huh? And
Yeah,
I
man,
mean,
raves are crazy, man.
I've seen like
Yeah,
I have a good friend coming on the show soon, my friend Julia, and she like goes to like underground shit on the reg like pre-COVID. And anyone and other people like to tell me about the trap scene in New York in particular, like some underground spots in Brooklyn or Queens, like in
yeah.
particular. And like, wow, I need to experience that just because I really, really do. And it'd be cool if Shaq was the one too. If I go to a Shaq
That'd be
concert,
tough.
hella tough.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yo, August, believe it or not, We're actually at the hour point at this point.
Oh, shit, look at that. I didn't even realize that, man.
See, bro, I believed in you. At first, August didn't know if he could make it to the hour point, and he has. So, shouts and proud of you, bro. See, I knew you could do it. But
Yeah,
having
man, here we are.
seriously, bro. But having said that, as we wrap up a few things before we say goodbye, there's something I'd like to do before to end every show called the Proust questionnaire, right?
Yeah.
So these like rapid fire questions, but they're also deep at the same time. So it's not a time limit, so take your time when I ask them. But I'm really interested and intrigued to hear what you got to say about this. So you
Are they
ready?
like yes or no questions or like?
No, they're legit questions, but
Okay.
they're pretty cool. So
Word.
I'm really excited to see what you think about this, August. And you ready to rock and roll with it?
Let's do it, man.
All right, bro. The first question I have for you: what is your favorite word?
Tough.
Tough. I like that one. That's the first one. I like that word too. That is tough. No pun intended, or yes, pun intended. What is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word. That's a tough question. Problem.
Problem. Good one. Good one. Number 3, and this is not a sexual question. Let me preface this. This is more of a life question. But what turns you on?
Influence.
Oh, that's a great one. Influence. I like that. What turns you off?
See, a lot of things that turn me off, but if I were to be like really specific, I guess fake.
Fake. Fake. Well, we've seen that a lot in college, especially, right?
Oh yeah.
You're not
For
gonna
sure.
miss that when you graduate. Yo, bro, what sound or noise do you love?
But can you repeat that? I'm sorry. What?
What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise?
Yeah. Is that is that your answer? Hey man, that counts if that's it. All right.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go with the beer bottle sound.
The sound of a beer bottle and with the first performance. Heck, why not? That's how people used to play. You ever see those hobos play those beer bottles? So you know what? I guess it works out.
If they put it out in a row, drink a little bit more, you can make a whole song.
Hey, I'm about it. I'm about it. What sound or noise do you hate?
Now, what do I hate? Styrofoam. The sound of styrofoam for sure.
Sound of styrofoam.
Like you just squeaking the styrofoam. Ugh.
Oh, the scratchy
That
bit.
shit sounds fucked up, man.
Hell yeah, bro. What's your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word?
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
Yeah.
Either cunt or fuck.
Those are usually the
One
two
of
most
those two.
popular.
One of those two for sure. I really can't pick between which one. It's gonna have to be both of those.
All right, all right. What profession other than your own right now would you like to attempt?
Piloting, like actual aircraft, like
Yeah.
piloting jets and shit.
Do you think you would do that on the side one day? Because I know plenty. I've heard. I don't know anyone, but I know people
For
who
sure.
will. It's no like people do that as a side hobby to get a pilot's license. That's dope.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
Oh, sewage. Shit.
Anything?
Anything with sewage or plumbing? Hell no.
All right, all right. And my last question before we wrap it up. August, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
How was it?
How was it? I like that one. That's a good one. But August, we've gone through a lot of things. Got to know each other a little more. Talked about we mentioned some great people, whether we're geeking out on Jeff Severino or The Rock. Talk about your dining halls and the music, your DJ work and your music production. And we've gotten a lot of good things out of our chat right here. Is there anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
Shit, man. Peace and love, man. That's
Peace,
it.
peace and love indeed. And again, if you want to check out August's music, you could go to at Trap Pilot Beats on all social media platforms. I got that correct?
Just on Instagram. Just on Instagram for
Just
now.
on Instagram. All right. But hey, the social media account that matters in this. So if you want to check out more of August's music, go to Trap Pilot Beats, all in one word. And August, it's been real. I hope you had a great time. I certainly have. I'm down to do this again really, really soon. Maybe we can add some brothers in between. But man, it's been a pleasure on some real shit, and I'm enjoyed getting to know you a little more. And hopefully, soon we can even do it in person once the COVID goes away. Since
Yeah, man, I'm down.
we're
I'll be perfectly down to do that. Yeah.
definitely, man. We're both in the tri-state area, and I'll be in touch with that, yo. But August, you the man. Appreciate the time. I'll talk to you really, really soon, buddy.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
All right. Have a good night, bro.